What's up, guys, and welcome back to another sexy and sassy jam session. I go by Sassy, and today I am doing another makeup tutorial. I'm actually in the process of getting ready to go out and go run some errands. I had planned to just do a tutorial showing eyeshadow, but since I have to go somewhere, I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole foundation as well as like my eyebrows. So as you can see, I already have one eyebrow that's done, and I've actually done a tutorial on how to do my eyebrows, so you can check that out as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the other eyebrow, and then I'm going to put a little bit of eyeshadow on, and then I'm just going to put on some foundation. And it's pretty easy to do this. Again, I have had people to ask me like who has done my eyebrows or my lashes, so I just decided to go ahead and share some little tips on what I do because people are asking me when I go out. So, and it's really easy for somebody who would like to wear makeup and they don't know how to start. So you just got to start somewhere. So, okay. So I'm about to go ahead and draw in my other eyebrow. So as you can see, my eyebrows are thin. This is from years of waxing, and also used to go get it cleaned up with a razor so it doesn't grow back in. But I just use it as a guide, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So I use brow powder. I'm more comfortable doing that instead of using an eyebrow pencil because I feel like I have more control doing that. So I just use a little bit of powder, and I use an angled brush. So this is the brush that I use. And what you do is you just go in here and just take a little bit. I use dark brown. And just bring it all the way over. And then what I do is, you don't want to go past the bridge of your nose. I just use the bridge of my nose as a guide as well. So now that I have that line, all I do is just start drawing it in, filling it in, and you just fill it in as you go. So I just use that line as the guide. It's really simple, and you have to trust the process because it's not going to look real clean at first when you're doing it, but as you go, you just trust the process, keep blending it in, drawing it in. And to do eyebrows, it only takes like maybe 5 minutes, once you really start getting the hang of it. So that's what you do. You just bring it all the way down. And you don't want to go past the corner of your eye right here. You want to use that as your guide as well. That's what I do. I want to go back and fill this in a little bit. Anyway. Okay. Then what I do is I go in and I take this spoolie. This is what I use, a spoolie. And I take this, because with eyebrows, if you look at people's eyebrows, the front part is mostly faded out and then it gets darker as you go. So I just take this brush and then brush it up. I don't even go all the way back. I just leave that dark. I pretty much just focus like here in the front, like you see me doing. Okay. Then the next thing I do is I use this concealer. And what the concealer does is like it helps your eyebrow to stand out. So you're going to use I just use that line right under here as a guide. So I take my brush. I have a flat brush. So I take this flat brush. And then you just go directly underneath that line. And then what I do is I take the brush and I take it go all the way down just like that, bring some of the concealer down. And then when I bring the concealer down, I just take my middle finger and blend it out. Okay. Then I use a little bit darker concealer on the top, like a sort of a brown. And I take this pointed brush right here. This is what I use for that. I take this pointed brush and I dip a little bit of that in here. And then I'm going to use this top part as a guide. And even if I cut into like what I drew, that's fine. I can always go back and redraw it because that's exactly what I just did. But you don't worry about that. If you cut, see like how that kind of cut into what I had, don't worry about that. So just go ahead and blend it in anyway. Okay, so I have all that blended in. I just take my middle finger or whatever finger you want to use and I just go back over it. So what I want to do now is just kind of lightly go back over and put a little bit more powder in here now that I have them drawn out. It's really simple. See, it's really simple because you already have your guide set up. And then I just take that spoolie again and then just kind of like fade that out in the front. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is just add a little bit of eyeshadow. This is what I use. I use Milani. Um, I use Milani. Oop, I don't know if you can see that. So it's also like a highlighter, and I just take a little bit because I like to wear neutral shadows sometimes. So you just take a little bit, put it on your brush, and I always hit the brush on the side. I use a flat brush, by the way, and then just go right in the lid. Right in the center of the lid, and just put a little bit of shadow in here. It's neutral. It's real. You can't go wrong with neutral colors. And then I just blend it in. You just kind of take it and blend it in. And now I'm going to do the other eye the same way. So that excess, I just usually knock it off. And I do that same way. Okay, so then that's it. That's all I do for a little bit of shadow. And the last step for today is foundation. So this is what I use. I use Fenty. I like Rihanna's Fenty. She thought about everybody. She really thought about everybody when it came to foundation. So she has a foundation for everybody. So everybody applies their foundation differently. And what I do is I just take it from the bottle. And I just take it and put like little squirts here. And the T-zone. And then I put it on the cheek and a little bit on the chin and a little bit above the lip. That's what I do. It's real simple. Okay. And then I use a foundation brush, a nice little fluffy brush. And then I just take it and just kind of like go in a circular motion, or, be sure that it spreads out. Now, this particular foundation, you have to work with it real fast because it dries fast. So, and then I just take it and spread my foundation out. Kind of go in a circular motion in some areas. In this middle, I just go down. And then I just come around and it blends in real nice. Now, some people, they use sponges to blend in the foundation. I find that for me, I find that a brush works out better for me. It helps it to go on faster and smoother, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. So, yep. And then you want to be sure that you pretty much got everything covered. And sometimes I even just take a little bit of foundation and go like down by the chin, just lightly. And then if anything that you worked on prior to this, like your eyebrows, if it's affected, then you can go back and just fix your eyebrows a little bit. Like I did hit over here just a little bit, but you know, honestly, when it comes to eyebrows, just be mindful that eyebrows are not sisters. They're just friends. They're not going to look exactly alike. But you just want to kind of get them as neat as possible as you can, because it's makeup, You just want to do the best that you can with it. Okay. And so that is it. That's pretty much just how I just do like a basic foundation or basic makeup before I leave the house. Um, yeah, it's nothing major. It's real simple. Very, very simple technique. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave comments below. And let me know like what other sort of tutorials you would like for me to show you. And be safe. Happy New Year's, and I'll see you later.